Hi Pia, it's Chris Reed here from Ardor SEO. We met a few weeks ago at HBS Live. I hope you really enjoyed it and have been implementing everything we learned. I sure have, it's been awesome. But anyway, I put together a short video audit to show you a few things that I picked up on your website that you're doing right and the huge potential you still have. So the first thing I did was go over to Google and type in site : and your domain name. And so this has all of the pages that Google that are indexed in Google, and they are ordered in what Google thinks is the most important based on your site structure. And the first thing that points out to me is you've got your brand name up the front here, where it's usually much more important to have what you do, because unless people really know your brand, and then they're probably looking for you anyway, then they're more after what they're looking for. So if they're looking for a Seattle web design company, then have that and then the brand name, because they want to make sure that they are getting what they're after. The next thing is your site structure is not great, because like your contact page, I imagine that's not really what you want as the second most important page. Like more like your branding and services pages and portfolio would be more important. And that's also the same with this terms and conditions. So you only have so much kind of domain authority, and the more that you're pushing that onto pages that you don't really care about getting ranked, like contact and terms and conditions, the less authority that goes down to all of those other pages. But we can talk about that more in a little bit. So I can see here that Seattle Web Design Services is one of your main keywords. So I've gone and typed that into Google. And you can see here we've got a few ads up the top, but this is really where you want to be in the Google Maps box. And you can see there's another ad here. I mean, these ads can work great. They can be quite expensive for these sort of keywords, maybe $5–10 a click. But if it takes you 1 in 10 clicks and you get a customer, $100 for a customer, that can work just great. But I did a comparison of these guys here, Clock Tower Media. I didn't use this website as that is a partial matched domain name, Seattle Web Design. So that kind of is not quite fair. And this looks like some sort of aggregator site. So I looked at these guys to show just the potential that you have based on what they're already getting. So if we go over to SEMrush, we can see this Clock Tower Media. They rank for 206 keywords, which generates them 183 visitors every single day. If they were to buy that traffic with Google AdWords, it'd cost a whopping $884. So that's a lot of really valuable visitors. Where I can see that you rank for 1,100 keywords, so that is nearly 6 times as many as them, but only getting a fraction of that traffic. And so without even looking at your website in detail, that tells me that you've got way too many pages indexed for your domain authority. So as I was kind of mentioning, say you have 100 points of domain authority, right? So that'll go to your front page and then your silo pages, and then it'll trickle down to your other pages. And the more pages you have, the less authority all of them get. And so the less you rank for all of those keywords. So what I would really look at is how your site is structured. Like a good way to do it, say if you sold dog food, right? You'd have your main page, then you'd have small dogs, medium dogs, large dogs, and then Chihuahua and Jack Russell. It makes it really easy for Google to understand that what you do, and that this small dogs is much more important than the Chihuahua page. And so it'll rank a lot higher. And so that's the best way to use your domain authority. And when we look at domain authority, so if we go over to your site here, we can see that you've got a trust flow of 33, which is actually pretty good. And that comes from 379 referring domains, so 379 different websites linking to you, generating 11,000 backlinks, which, that's a lot of backlinks, but that's a lot of sites. So you've got a lot of trust flow. Where if we go over to these guys, they've got a trust flow of 42, which is massive. That's really, really big, because this is not a linear scale, it's logarithmic. So each step gets exponentially harder. And you can see that they actually only have 160 domains. So your 379 and they've only got 160, which means the domains that are linking to them are much more authoritative. It's just like, we've all had financial advice from a taxi driver at some point in time. You take it with a grain of salt, where, if your investment banker friend gives you financial advice, you really listen up. So it's the same sort of thing. Not every link is equal, and so their links are a lot better. So yes, there's certainly some stuff that you need to do with your site structure. Like if we click down to see all of the different pages that are indexed in Google, there's things like these that probably shouldn't be there. Then as we go down to like 14th page, you can see that there's, I dare say all of these category pages you don't really want indexed, and there's lots of stuff. So certainly organizing your site better, getting that site structure right so that your main pages, the ones you really want to rank, like, this Isabella Brown, I can't imagine that you want it ranking at all. This sans serif or serif fonts, I can't imagine you want that ranking at all. If you remove these pages, the ones that you really do want to rank, they'll get a lot more authority and go straight up. So that's the first thing I'd really look at, because you do actually have pretty good domain authority. You just have really too many pages. So you can do two things: increase your domain authority, and then you don't have to change your website at all, and everything will go up. Or work on your site structure and get more domain authority to all of the important pages, and you'll go up too. Anyway, Pia, I hope you found that interesting. So what we do is put together strategies for people to show them exactly how we can implement this and generate thousands of more visitors to your website. So if you'd like me to put together a strategy like that, all you need to do is click the button below this video. It'll pop up my calendar. Just find a date and time that suits you, and book in a call. Some questions I'd like you to ask yourself before we have a chat is, what's your average customer worth to you? What's your current conversion rate from your website? And what would an extra 1,000 visitors a day mean for your business? Anyway, Pia, I hope you found that interesting and useful, and I hope you'll be booking in a call and we get to speak real soon. Anyway, have a great day and all the best. Bye-bye.